Much love to you and yours. Let's talk about the unconscious mind and symbolism. In my research, I've gleaned how the unconscious mind is a great navigator. The unconscious mind knows itself and is also attached to our ancient self. The unconscious mind is attached to symbolism. And we have certain symbolism on the planet that we use to navigate ourselves. And a lot of symbolism, amazingly enough, has been tampered with so that our initial perceptions of them bring about counterproductive feelings, and we don't even want to utilize some of the ancient symbolism that's attached to us. One of the biggest symbolisms is the world. Is the world round? Is the world flat? And history accounts for both maps, round and flat. In the ancient world, the maps were more depicted as flat, and the continents and terrain were totally different before the continental shift. After the continental shift, after the demiurge and the flood, the world looked much different. And so the symbolism and the typography of the way we perceive the world was changed for, I'm not going to say forever, but it's been changed for quite a long time. So when we get in touch with our ancient self and we do our research when we're awakening, we might run into these, I had run into places where the symbolism was giving me counterproductive feelings. It was things that my body was telling me to look into, but my mind and my programming, my conscious mind was telling me not to, but my unconscious mind knew myself and was telling me go for it. So as a researcher type, all I could do was actually just research as much as I could to bring light to the situation so that I could more know what I was dealing with as far as occult systems and things like that were concerned. So the map I found was upside down and backwards, and the continental depictions of size were anatomically incorrect. So what I'm looking at that's hitting my perception consciously is not actually what's going on unconscious. It's not actually what's going on truly, okay, in the real world. You could fit America into Africa many times, at least 10. And so the sizes that are depicted are incorrect. And Upper Egypt's depiction on the modern depiction of the map is actually Lower Egypt, and Lower Egypt is actually Upper Egypt. And this leaves a lot of question as to where some of the places in history actually are, and why are some of the places, so many places have duplicate names. And the continental shift and the demiurge and how the world changed the way that it looked can explain a lot of that. Right? So this is things that you have to consider when you're looking at symbolism. Another thing that symbolism does is when we're trying to anchor our unconscious self to our conscious self and we're looking at symbolism. Take for instance, the swastika. Okay, the swastika is actually a symbol of one of the first symbologies that we had of the cosmos. You know, of the all, of the great mother, right? The great vastness, right? Of where our Milky Way and where our galaxy and all that stuff comes from. And it was a symbol of unity, right? And so over a period of time, that symbol was distorted, and where the rays were once pointed in one direction, they're pointed in another. And so they reversed the symbolism, much like how the map is also reversed. What this does to the unconscious mind can be quite perplexing when you're trying to account what your unconscious mind is attached to consciously. I hope this makes sense to you. if part of you that's unconscious is attached to our ancient symbolism that's awakening, right? That is working to bring perception and knowledge to your conscious self. Like, hey, I'm here. That's what it's saying. Hello, I'm here. I'm a part of you too. And I need you to awaken so that you can spiritually evolve, because you're more than just this body. See? You're a collection of experiences of all the energies that are in you and what they experienced. And we want you to tap into this. But consciously, you're here, right? And there's so many distractions and stuff, and you're trying to attach your conscious self to this unconscious self so that you can bloom and blossom into this new being, taking your old self and your new self with it, right? Your aware self and your not aware self, and bringing them into something else. Your shadow self and your light side, your creative side and your intellectual side, and merging them through the use of your creativity and intellectuality. And the best way to do that is through symbolism. It's through art. It's through your creativity. And it bypasses a lot of the stuff that's here that is meant to confuse us. Okay? So that's where it's at with the symbolism. So if you're not able to connect with your symbols that are given to you through your ancient self, this can definitely cause a problem with your awakening. I implore you to continue to explore these symbols like I did, and through research, allow yourself to be validated and get comfortable enough to explore these things. And we'll go further. I'll go further into how symbolism is vitally important to your awakening and to your balance here. It's very beautiful and very intricate. And I would say it's a loving thing, how we can attach to these creative forces through exploring symbolism. Through exploring the swastika, if you can get to its origins, its original nature, you can see the unity and connect yourself with the cosmos. And how important that was for people who are deliberately trying to prevent your awakening and slow it down, to harness the energy and harvest your thought process, your ancient thought process, with a boundary that would make it intrusive, right? For you to want to even use the swastika. One of my favorite symbols is this knife that I have.